Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Latrell, and man, I ain't did one of these videos in a minute, but today we're gonna be going ahead and checking out the Galaxy Note 9, and I'm about to go and tell y'all if it's worth it in 2020. So, roll that intro. Let's get into it. Alright, man, so yeah, I swear if it wasn't for that community post that I put up like a little bit ago, a 2020 video for any of these older phones probably would have never happened. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm finally back at it again with these videos, and with the Galaxy Note 20 basically around the corner, making this phone 2 years old now. Man, that's crazy. Look at the times, man. That's going way too quick. I'm about to go and tell y'all if you should still go ahead and pick this thing up. And let me go and run you the specs of this thing. Now, obviously, specs don't run the whole story of a phone or any device, and that's why I'm not here to tell y'all just the specs and then be like, alright, now go figure it out, see if you want it or not. But I'm still about to go and tell y'all anyway. So, for the display, we have a beautiful 6.4-inch Quad HD Plus Super AMOLED display with a 2960 by 1440 resolution, 516 ppi and HDR10. For the selfie camera, we have an 8 megapixel wide angle lens with no OIS, and it can record up to 1440 at 60 fps. We also got the iris camera, which is 2 megapixels. On the back, we have two 12 megapixel cameras. One is wide angle, one is telephoto, and they both have an f2.4 aperture, dual OIS, and it can record up to 4K at 60. Now, I want to go and show y'all some camera samples real quick before we keep going with this video, so check these out. This is gonna be 4K at 60 recording on the Note 9 at 16:9 with the back camera, and it's actually raining right now, as y'all can see, so I don't really want to be out here. But man, just looking at this camera, this thing looks nice. If you do YouTube or you want to vlog or whatever, this is gonna do it for you. So this is gonna be 1 time, this is gonna be 2 times, this is gonna be 4 times right here, and this is gonna be 10 times. So it don't look bad. It look pretty decent when you zoom in. Alright, so I just decided to turn on my camera and my regular lighting. You gotta excuse my shipping boxes back there, but ooh man, this thing jumping, this camera, man. I thought it was gonna be decent, but yo, that's hidden, man. I'm loving this. You can't zoom in or nothing, but yo, I don't even care. I'm feeling this, man. So yeah, that's what you get with the cameras on these things in 2020. Woo, man, that's crazy. You got an IP68 water resistance rating, so yeah, that's pretty much a standard for these flagships these days, like the big dogs with the Galaxy S20 Ultra and all that. So I mean, if you drop it in the sink or something, you should be good, but like if you try to go swimming with it, then like why would you do that in the first place? But yeah, just don't do that. You got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor with a Adreno 630 GPU, 6 gigs of RAM for the 128 gig version like I got, or 8 gigs of RAM for the 512 gig version. And this thing can actually take up to a 512 gig SD card. You got the intelligent scan, which uses the iris scanner and your face unlock. The latest software for it right now is actually the latest security patch for this month, and we're actually on One UI 2.1 with Android 10, but for me, I'm still on One UI 2.0. I just chose not to upgrade yet. We got a 4,000 mAh battery, 15 watt fast charging, a USB Type-C port, headphone jack. But hold up, even with all that, we still ain't done yet, which is the crazy part. So check this out, yo. We still got Samsung Pay support, which supports MST and NFC. Bluetooth 5, so you won't have any delay with your Galaxy Buds or any of your other Bluetooth 5 headphones. Stereo sound, a heart rate monitor that measures your SpO2 and your blood pressure. And on top of that, of course, don't forget that we still got our Bluetooth S Pen that comes with it, so you can play and pause your music. That's crazy, yo. This thing is a beast. All of that for something that came out in August of 2018. And people say that Samsung overkills it with all their features and everything, but no, they really don't. Like, look at situations like this where we're in 2020 and this is a 2018 phone. this ain't even that far behind. The only 2020 features we're really missing is like an ultra wide camera, which I'm not gonna just sit here and tell you that that doesn't matter, because it definitely does. No wireless power share support. The Bluetooth S Pen doesn't support, you know, the gestures and everything that you can use to change your songs and all that. Now, I already tried with the Note 10 S Pen, so don't ask, I already tried that. It didn't pair with the Note 9, so yeah, you gotta look with that. And just a couple of other things, but like, just think about all the things that you get with the Note 9 in 2020. That's crazy. And of course, we can't forget about the little things, like it still has a notification light here at the top. And this camera still actually has a variable aperture of f1.6 and f2.4, something the S20 Ultra doesn't even have. But alright, so let's go and talk about the camera first. So, you've seen the results. I think the camera results is crazy on here in 2020. So I mean, you're not gonna be taking over Snapchat with your ultra wide angle shots because, well, it doesn't have an ultra wide camera in the first place, but I mean, you're definitely not far behind anybody. Like, nobody's gonna notice that you have a 2018 phone. They might think that you have a 2020 phone. Because to be honest, and this is just my opinion, but it seems like pretty much all the cameras these days are pretty much the same. So like, if you did put this side by side next to an S20 Ultra or maybe an iPhone 11 Pro Max, I don't think anybody would notice. Even if you did put it side by side, do you think anybody would care? Because I know I wouldn't. And I mean, think about it. You still got the variable aperture in here, so like even something like the S20 Ultra doesn't have, so it helps it with night shots and everything like that. So I mean, the camera is still a beast. It looks a little bit orange when I was doing YouTube videos that one day with the, you know, 4K at 60, but I mean, besides that, I really don't got any complaints about it. Next up is the speakers. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and do a sound sample for y'all right now. So yeah, RIP Juice WRLD, but what do you think about the speakers? In my opinion, they do sound pretty good. It's not gonna have any crazy bass or anything like that, but they still sound pretty good. And for stereo sound, like I need me some stereo sound. The Note 9 is actually the first Note to have stereo sound, so you came in kind of lucky there because the Note 8 didn't. But if you really want to hear how that sounded, if you're not wearing headphones already, I recommend you rewinding and then putting in some headphones to listen. But it does get pretty loud too. Alright, next up is the screen. So this is a Samsung screen. Are we really surprised that it looks good? Even with this screen protector on it, like I still think that this does look really good. I mean, you got some crazy specs with this thing, right? I mean, you got the HDR10, you got 1440p resolution, like you're not missing out with this screen at all. And I feel like this is a pretty good aspect ratio of between 16:9 and these really wide screens. So you're not feeling the bulk of a 16:9 screen by something like an S6 or something, but this is a pretty good middle ground here. Next up is the battery. So this might actually depend on which Note 9 you get, whether somebody like heavily like abused their battery or not, or however the situation went. But for my battery, and this is a brand new battery in here by the way, it easily lasts a whole day for me. So I mean, if you're buying a Note 9, I kind of recommend you looking for one in warranty, and if it is in warranty, go to Samsung and ask them to replace the battery because they will do it for you for free. And then look at that, you have a brand new battery of a used phone that you don't even have to worry about. But yeah, for me it works out pretty good, and it surprisingly charges like really quick with the cord and wirelessly. I wirelessly charge this thing all the time, like I never plug it into its USB-C port, not really often at all. So yeah, its 15 watt fast charging works out good for me with its 4000 milliamp hour battery, and that was actually one of the things that they were heavily marketing about this Note 9. Next up is the speed and the software in 2020. So man, y'all, I was not expecting this at all with the Note 9 because it's still stupid smooth and stupid fast in 2020. Like when I was using this thing, I was like, yeah, it might have a little bit of lag or whatever when I'm using this, but no, it ain't even that. Like there's zero lag with this thing, like I'm telling y'all. And like I said, you have the latest security patch with the One UI 2.1. Obviously, I didn't upgrade yet because I just don't want to. So now we have things like quick share and music share and just like a lot of features that we got with the S20 Ultra. We also got on here now. Now I do want to just say real quick that we always did have the quick share feature, so it was called Send to Device. So that's nothing new here. But they did rebrand it and then they added some new features, so yeah, that's cool, I guess. So yeah, with the speed and the software, zero issues, zero complaints. I'm good with this, alright? If I go over here and open up Samsung Internet, for example, it's still gonna open up pretty fast. And same with these other apps and gaming and all that. So you should be good with that. You're not gonna be running your ultra smooth Fortnite like you are in your S20 Ultra with the Fortnite skin that you get off of your Note 9, but it should still run pretty good on here. Next up is the S Pen. So yeah, I got the urine yellow S Pen with my black Note 9, even though I hate black phones, it's just what I have to deal with. But yeah, anyways, about that S Pen, I love the S Pen in this Note 9. Like every time I use this Note, I always use the S Pen because it just has so many features and it works so well for me, you know what I'm saying? So like, check this out. One of my favorite features about the S Pen is that I can just go ahead and hold on to this button and just highlight literally anything that I can't just press and hold on to highlight and copy and paste or whatever. So that's cool, and I can always play and pause my music like this, and I can go ahead and go over to the next track, as you can see here. Like I said, you're not gonna get the Note 10 features where you can just do gestures like this with the S Pen, and you can't just grab the Note 10's S Pen and put it in here to go ahead and pair it, but it's still pretty good. And last up is the call quality and when you're texting people. So for me, with my Note 9 and the earpiece and the microphones and everything out here, I still have people tell me that I sound really good on my Note 9, so I don't have any issues with that. Whether I'm using T-Mobile, Verizon, or whatever, I still always pretty much have good service on here. And like with this, with the Note 9 on T-Mobile, you can always video call people if you don't want to use Google Duo. And you can always go to the Messages app and you'll get your read receipts and your typing receipts and all that stuff on there. So yeah, for calling and texting on the Note 9 in 2020, that still works good for that with its 4G LTE. It doesn't have 5G, obviously. And if you're in your basement or something like that, like I am right now, where I don't have that much of a good signal, you can always just use Wi-Fi calling because it does have that. So for the final question, is this worth it in 2020? Does this get the Jennings stamp of approval in 2020? Ain't no question about it, man. In my opinion, yeah, most definitely it's worth it in 2020. And wait, hold on. Somebody's ringing my phones again while I'm doing a video. Come on, I was almost done. Like, come on, you gotta be kidding me right now, right? So anyways, like I was saying, if it wasn't for my Galaxy Fold, which like completely changed my view on smartphones now, I mean, if I had to use this in 2020, I wouldn't even be mad at that. That's the crazy part. Now, if I was using my S10 Plus or my S10 5G in 2020, I wouldn't go running out selling it a swapper to use this Note 9, but I mean, if I had to use this, I wouldn't even really be mad. I'd be like, alright then, it is what it is, right? Like, let's say the S20s and the S10s started blowing up out of nowhere. Then yeah, like, I mean, if I had to use this Note 9, I'd be cool with it. So, let me know in the comments below. Do you have a Note 9? Do you use it in 2020? Do you know anybody else that uses it in 2020? And do you recommend it in 2020? I mean, honestly, it's no wonder why I heard in an article once that somebody said that the Note 9 is the last truly great Samsung Swiss Army knife Galaxy phone. And yeah, I see where they're coming from. Yeah, most definitely with the headphone jack and like even like the heart rate monitor. Some of these things the Note 10 doesn't even have. So the Note 9, yeah, I can see where they're coming from with that. So if you look on Amazon right now for a Note 9 renewed, they go for around like $370 or whatever out here. Looks like if you want it brand new, it's $649 for a 512 gig version in ocean blue, which is really clutch. Like, that's a steal. Like, think about it. It was already almost $1,000 when it came out. But then if you look on eBay, you can even find something like right here for $338. So I mean, do a little shopping around, do your research, and see which Note 9 looks best to you. But yeah, this most definitely get my Jennings stamp of approval in 2020, and it still even looks modern. So, and by the way, yes, if you're wondering, the call and text feature on other devices does work on the Note 9. So if I get a call on my Note 9, it'll pop up on my tab S6. But let me go and hop out of here, y'all. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, go and get this video a like. And if you really liked it, go and subscribe. But go and follow me on my social media, EddieCentech, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. But Instagram and Twitter is our most active. But yeah, stay tuned for more Is It Worth It in 2020 videos, because I definitely got more videos coming up on devices on if it's worth it in 2020, like my tab S6. Same thing with the S8 Plus, S9 Plus, the S10 Plus, S10 5G, all those other devices. So I'm out of here, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.